Hi, my name is Deepika Narayan Bhardwaj. I'm an independent journalist and a documentary filmmaker. Most of you must have seen that there's been a case discussed on social media since the past few days. First, the video made by a girl called Hitesha went viral. She accused a Zomato guy of punching her in the nose, which led to severe bleeding because of delivery of an order, and she further accuses him of abusing her and all of that. Now, the video went viral and it actually led to this guy from Zomato called Kamaraj being detained, arrested by the Bangalore police, and he has also been temporarily suspended from Zomato. Let me stress that, because Zomato has clarified that they haven't fired him but temporarily suspended him. The reason that I'm making this video is that when such social media trials happen, we often look and see only one side of the story, do not even want to know the other side of the story before declaring somebody guilty, especially if it happens to be a woman accusing a man. So I went into the details of this case, and I think it's very important to look at this case from the two sides. Now that we have version from Kamaraj as well, it's very important to assess these, to sort of analyze who said the truth. I'm going to do that for you. Quoting Hitesha, who basically is the complainant in this case, she said she ordered the food at 3:30. It was supposed to be delivered at 4:30 or 4:40. And she was talking to the customer care support and said, either you give me a free delivery or you cancel the order. And then she said this guy came to deliver the order. She was talking to him through a small slit from the door. This is a very important aspect of this case. She said she was talking to him from a small slit. She didn't open the door fully. And she said that, she's talking to the customer care support, asking them to either give her a free order or cancel it. Now, she claims that he started screaming and, shouting at her, saying, who am I, your slave? And she said she felt threatened. The moment she was about to close the door, he actually pushed himself inside her house. And these are her words. He came inside and he pushed the door and he snatched the order from the table and then punched her. And so that means that he entered her house and he ran away after punching her. And then she goes on to say that, nobody in the neighbors responded. She's a single girl and it's so dramatic and all of that, right? Now, here are some points that we all need to ponder over. Hitesha leaves a very important detail to be shared in the video. I don't know if intentionally or unintentionally, but it was a cash on delivery order, and that is why the wait happened by Kamaraj, because he was waiting to either take the order back or take the money that she needs to pay for the order, because it is not he who will decide whether the order has to be cancelled or given free to her. It's the customer care support who would decide that. And now Kamaraj has also put his version forward. Let me discuss that, and then I will come to analysis of the case. He says he went there, he got a little late. Hitesha insisted that the order needs to be delivered within 40-45 minutes. Mind you, when the order already showed her that it is going to be delivered in an hour or hour 10 minutes, right? But he says that she insisted that the order needs to be delivered within 40-45 minutes. She started shouting at him and screaming at him when he asked her to pay for the order, because it was a cash on delivery and he was scared that he will have to bear the loss. Then he was told by the customer care support that the order has been cancelled, so he needs to take the food back, and he was asking Hitesha to return the food, but she refused to do any of this. And when he realized that she's getting hyper, she's already shouting at him, saying, you are a slave of a company, who you think you are, he thought it's better to just leave. But when he was leaving, it is Hitesha who started abusing him, hitting him with slippers and throwing, sort of assaulting him. And when he was trying to save himself from his hands, when he pushed his hand is when she got hurt with her ring. Everybody can see that Hitesha is wearing a studded ring with a bent outside, and anybody who knows, who wears a ring like that, especially girl, knows that even when we are changing clothes, sometimes these kind of rings do cause a scratch on our skin. Now I don't know what is the truth, but I am just giving my perspective on the basis of I see things. There are very few very important things that I'm going to get into now, which all of us, these are the questions that all of us need to ask. Before that, Kamraj has also said that when this happened, he had to actually run because Hitesha did not allow him to take the lift, and he ran down to the third floor, and from the third floor, and he's narrated the ordeal to the Delhi support team, and they empathized with him. So this call must have been on record with Zomato. Zomato must listen to this call and understand if what Kamraj was saying is in consonance with what he's saying now. Now, few points that we must now coming to the most important thing, right? Hitesha made an entire video, all right, and this was done where she has posted her picture, then she has posted a video immediately when she was bleeding, and then she's posted a video at the hospital, and then she's posted a video, captured a video after registering the FIR as well, because in the first video, that's a total video that she has shared, asking for people to share it, and all of these videos are combined, right? The normal reaction of anyone, like if I put myself into her shoes, and when I am so tech savvy and I am so media savvy, the first reaction, I think, after I have gained a little bit of peace after going through something that something that happened, which Hitesha is claiming was a punch. Of course, it would be a little traumatizing, not little, it would be of course very traumatizing, but my first reaction would be to make a go live probably, or call the neighbors and bang on the doors, because I have been in a very threatening situation, and that's how usually people react when they're scared, but she instead, of course it was important to go to the hospital, but she kept on capturing these videos and to make a full video out of it. But it's strange that she wouldn't immediately go live and share her ordeal, so that there are no gaps, and she didn't bother to tell the neighbors as well. She says she's a single girl and nobody came to help, but then people don't just come out to help if you don't ask for it. And if they saw it happening in front of their eyes, maybe they saw you abusing or Hitesha abusing the guy, and they didn't want to intervene because they thought there's no point, but as much as I've seen, if a man is assaulting a woman, people usually come forward to help, no matter how strangers they are. Now, second thing is, this whole provocation, the whole idea of provocation. When I listen to Hitesha's side of the story, I don't understand why would the delivery boy do something like push himself inside the door and then, pick the food up. Now, here's a very important point. Where did the food exchange in Hitesha's story take place? Nowhere. She just says the door was half opened, and she didn't open the door fully, and then she suddenly says he started screaming and shouting, and before she was about to shut the door, he actually punched her inside and came inside to snatch the order. Nowhere in this version has the order actually come inside her house yet. So how did the food come inside? But if you listen to Kamraj's side of the version, he says he delivered the order to her and he apologized to her that he was late. She said that she was speaking to the customer care support, and then the argument basically happened when he was requesting her to either pay for the money or later, give the food back, and she refused to do either. Basic common sense that, if the food was with Kamraj, as per the version of Hitesha, he would just take the food order back. If she was arguing so much, he wouldn't have to stay over there or punch her, Most important point. If Hitesha's story is to be believed, then he would have punched her and ran away. It is very difficult for a person in a chaos like that to observe what somebody is wearing in their fingers or hands or whatever, even body. So Kamraj observing Hitesha's ring can happen only when he actually saw that he was pushing her and she hurt herself with her ring, and he saw his ring hurting her, and she started bleeding. Right? There is no, I mean, I don't think so. A person who is actually a perpetrator and assaulter would observe that the victim is wearing a ring. Sounds a little unreal, but could be. Anything could be possible, right? Last but not the least, Delhi support team apparently spoke to Kamaraj. So that record must have been there. Most importantly, Hitesha in her first video says that the x-ray shows that she has suffered a fracture, and now she's posted an update where she says and she said in the first video that the doctors are saying that she would need a surgery. Of course, that makes it very, very serious for all of us. If somebody has been hit so bad that they would need surgery, it is extremely serious. But now in the update, she's saying that the doctors are saying the swelling is too much and they will later decide on the surgery. It's very clear that if there is a fracture, there is every likelihood that Kamaraj would have punched her so bad that she suffered a fracture. And if that's the truth, this man must be punished, and there's no doubt about it. But speak to any doctor and they will say that if there is a fracture, there are very less chances that there would be any bleeding, right? And I have seen her pictures the day it happened, the video that she's posted and the video she's posted now. She says there's huge swelling, and we all know, we have been bruised, we know the kind of swelling that happens. I don't see that kind of swelling on her nose, to be very honest. Now, her truth is known only to her. I'm not denying her truth. I'm not, discarding her truth. But what I did was analyze both the statements, and all of you can also now go back and watch Hitesha's video and also read the testimony given by Kamaraj and assess, what could have actually happened. My problem is that, in social media trials, people usually draw conclusions on the basis of one side of the story and, prove somebody guilty. It actually has a lot of repercussions. We should refrain from doing that. Of course, we are all very charged up when something wrong has happened to a human being, and it's very normal. There's nothing wrong in that. But we all must remember that trial in a court of law, when there is supposedly a crime that has happened, the judges listen to both sides of the story, weigh the statements or the allegations against each other, and based on the evidences is when they draw some conclusion. If there is a social media sharing like of Hitesha, it's very important for us to not get into conclusions and ask for the strictest punishment or slamming of a person who is accused, because there could be a possibility there that the other side of the story is what the truth is and not this side of the story. And this is not something that has not happened in front of us. This has happened in front of us so many times, especially when there is a female versus male kind of a situation where the female accuses the man of molestation or other kind of things, and when this entire story is out, it's absolutely different. And there have been so many lies told. But at the same time, there are also cases where women have actually been assaulted and actually been abused. So when you are in trauma, when in your pain, you of course want to share with people what has happened to you, but it is very important to remain authentic and not exploit the empathy or sympathy of people on social media, thinking that they would not even know the other side of the story. So giving an update, Zomato has said that they are helping Hitesha with all the medical expenses and all the police investigation. But at the same time, thankfully, and I want to appreciate Zomato for this, that they're also helping Kamaraj in his legal case, and they are, although they have suspended it pending investigation, which is their protocol, which I completely understand, they are helping him with allowances and everything. So it's not that he has been completely abandoned and fired by the company. But having said that, please do watch Hitesha's. My request to all of you listening to this video is please watch Hitesha's version. Please look at Kamaraj's version and then draw your own conclusion. Last but not the least, I want to make a point which is very important. These delivery boys slog so hard just to deliver food for us. कहते हैं कि जो खाना हमारे को देता है वो भगवान से भी शायद ऊपर होता है. These people deliver to us morning, night, late in the nights, and they're also human beings and they can also make mistakes. I think it's important for us to empathize with them. And my experience with the platforms that I use, Zomato, Swiggy, has always been 99.99% been very positive. The only thing that I hear from these delivery boys is, ma'am, अच्छी rating दे देना. I have not heard anything more from these people, honestly. No matter how many, troubles that they have to take in the night, especially in Delhi when the gates are closed, and they still make their way to our homes and deliver the food to us. I think we owe some empathy and sympathy to them for sure. And my biggest question remains, if according to Hitesha, it is Kamaraj who started shouting at her and abusing her first, she could have easily recorded that very moment, audio or video, if he's the one who started doing this first. But we do not have any evidence like that. Thank you so much. And if you think that I made some relevant points or asked some relevant questions, do share this video. Thank you so much.